Welcome back to Inherited Dawn, a One Piece podcast. We are talking chapter 160 today, Spider's Cafe at 8 o'clock. And let me tell you, after all this buildup, we're finally seeing the Rogues Gallery assemble.
And not just assemble, we have a ticking clock, a 2-day countdown until Crocodile's entire plan kicks into gear. It's no longer an abstract threat, it's an appointment.
Exactly. This is the moment the villains all meet in the evil lair, and it's just as weird and perfect as you'd expect. If you want to be here when that clock finally hits 0 with us, make sure you're subscribed. You do not want to fall behind right now. The pace is about to get absolutely super.
It feels like the calm before the storm, the very, very strange calm. A storm full of ballerinas, mole women, and slow-talking giants. Let's get into it. The chapter kicks off right after Ace's departure. The crew is on the Mary, heading for Yuba, and Luffy is just staring at that piece of paper Ace gave him.
The completely blank piece of paper, which is of course a mystery in itself. The crew is baffled, but Luffy just trusts it implicitly. There isn't a single flicker of doubt in his mind.
That's the core of Luffy, isn't it? My brother gave it to me, so it's important. No questions asked. There's no complex logic, no suspicion. It's pure, unadulterated faith. I mean, Usopp is trying to use lemon juice on it, thinking it's invisible ink. He's trying to find a rational explanation, and Luffy's reality just doesn't require one.
It's a wonderful contrast. The crew operates on a level of logic and skepticism, as any good pirate or navigator should, but Luffy operates on a level of emotional truth. And in this world, that emotional truth is often more powerful than any fact. And Nami, seeing this pure faith, takes the paper from him.
Yes, and what she does next is so fantastic. She takes it and sews it right into the red band of his straw hat. She doesn't put it in a pocket or a bag. She makes it a part of his very identity.
It's such a quiet, meaningful moment. That hat is his most sacred treasure, a direct link to both Shanks and the Pirate King himself. It's a symbol of a promise. And now she's adding this new treasure, this symbol of his bond with his brother, right into it. She's weaving one legacy into another.
It's not just safekeeping, it's an act of respect. For him, for Ace, for the hat itself. It's Nami understanding the weight of that object, without even needing to ask. As the crew's de facto quartermaster and treasurer, she understands value better than anyone. But here, she recognizes a value that can't be measured and varies. It shows just how far their bond has come from the days of Arlong Park, where their relationship was built on a tense, desperate contract.
She also knows that if it's not literally attached to his person, he will lose it in 5 minutes. Let's be practical.
That too. It's practical love, the best kind for a captain like Luffy. It's both a deeply sentimental gesture and a completely logical solution to the problem of having a captain with the memory of a goldfish. Super. So they're all getting changed into desert gear, these big flowing robes and things to handle the sun.
Vivi is trying her best to prep them. She's in full leader mode. She's got a map she sketched out on the floor of the galley, explaining the route. They'll take the Sandora River, anchor near a ghost town called Aramalu, and then cross the merciless desert on foot to get to Yuba.
She's so focused, so determined. She genuinely believes she can get to the rebel leader, explain everything, and stop this war. You can feel her hope. It's radiating off her. It's this pure, desperate optimism that maybe, just maybe, the truth will be enough to stop the bloodshed. It's a beautiful, noble idea.
And that hope is set against the crushing backdrop of what we, the audience, know is coming. She's making this desperate last-ditch plan, believing she can reason with people, but she doesn't know that the enemy's own plan is about to make hers completely irrelevant. It's a classic dramatic irony. We watch her lay out her chess pieces, not knowing her opponent is about to flip the entire board over.
It hurts. You're just cheering for her so hard, but you know this isn't going to be that simple. Nothing in this country is. She's trying to put out a fire with a cup of water, and Crocodile is standing behind her with a tanker truck full of gasoline. Which brings us to our favorite warlord, the man with the gasoline.
Crocodile. We cut to him and Miss All Sunday in his opulent, ridiculously villainous office, complete with a giant pool table and a flamingo. Are those flamingos?
They appear to be decorative flamingos, yes. It adds to the gaudy, almost casino-like feel of his operation. He's a man of specific, if questionable, taste. And this is where we get the timeline. The plan begins in 2 days, at 7 a.m. sharp.
Chills. Just putting a timestamp on it makes it feel so real and unavoidable. It's not some vague plot anymore. It's an appointment with destiny for Arabasta. The story is really turning the screw here. We're being told exactly when the bomb goes off.
Crocodile asks if the preparations are in order, and Miss All-Sunday just calmly lists off their assets. Her delivery is so matter-of-fact, which makes it all the more terrifying.
She mentions 150 billion's agents are already waiting in Nanohana. 150. That's not even their main force. That's just one part of the board. This really shows us the scale of Baroque Works. This isn't some ragtag group of weirdos in funny outfits, though it is also that. It's a private army, a shadow corporation with military force.
An army moving in secret, ready to be activated at a precise moment. It speaks to years of infiltration and planning. These agents are likely citizens, merchants, guards, people hiding in plain sight. Crocodile hasn't just built an army, he's co-opted the country itself. And then, amidst this report of perfect preparation, she brings up a failure.
Yeah, Mr. 2 Bon Kurei. Apparently, he was sent to find and eliminate Mr. 3 after his disaster on Little Garden, and he failed. Crocodile is not pleased. He has this look on his face. It's not rage, it's a quiet, cold disappointment, like a CEO whose quarterly projections are off by a percentage point.
Think about what that means for his organization. He demands absolute perfection. Mr. 3 didn't just fail his mission, he failed to report his failure. He broke the rules, he went off the grid. And for a man obsessed with control, an unknown variable is the greatest sin. And now Mr. 2 has failed to deliver the punishment.
It shows cracks in his perfect system. Little tiny cracks, but they're there. It's the first hint we get that maybe he doesn't have as much control as he thinks he does. He can't control every single piece on the board. And for a guy like Crocodile, who seems to view people as nothing more than chess pieces, that has to be infuriating.
It also tells us about the internal culture of Baroque Works. It's a system built on fear, not loyalty. Mr. 3 didn't report his failure because he knew the price was death. Mr. 2's failure to find him suggests that even the higher-ups aren't infallible. For a plan this meticulous, even a single agent going rogue could have unforeseen consequences.
And then we get the main event. Miss All-Sunday confirms that the remaining officer agents are all set to meet that night at 8 o'clock at a place called Spider's Cafe.
The name alone is perfect. It's so on the nose, but in the best way. "Come into my parlor," said the spider to the fly. "It's a place where you'd get caught in a web," and we learn it's their designated rendezvous point in Arabasta.
It's not some giant, obvious evil fortress with skulls on it. It's a cafe, hiding in plain sight, which is so much scarier. Anyone could walk by. The whole evil empire is being run out of a place that probably serves a decent cup of coffee.
The mundanity is the camouflage. It's the ultimate expression of their operational secrecy.
And that's where we go next. We cut to the cafe itself, and it is a vibe. It's got this cool, jazzy, almost noir feel. There's a woman behind the bar reading a magazine, a record is playing a sonata. It seems normal, peaceful even.
Deceptively normal. The woman is Paula, the cafe owner. The panels linger on her. Her sharp eyes, her calm demeanor. You immediately know there's more to her than just being a barista. She has an air of coiled readiness about her.
The first guests arrive, and it's a full-on comedy routine. Mr. 4 and Miss Merry Christmas just burst in. She's complaining about her hips, and he's just so slow. So incredibly slow.
He has this incredibly slow, monotone way of speaking. Sorry. It's such a deliberate and bizarre character choice. He's like this giant, placid force of nature, and she's the frantic, high-strung energy that directs him. A classic comedy duo.
They're such an odd pair. She's tiny and loud, a mole woman who looks like a disgruntled grandma. He's huge and quiet with a dopey look on his face, but you just know he can hit like a freight train. He's even got a cannon that ate a devil fruit, Lasso, the dog cannon. We can't forget Lasso. It sneezes exploding baseballs. It's such wild creativity.
Paula greets them, offers them tea, orange pico for Miss Merry Christmas, and apple tea for Mr. Four. She knows their orders. This isn't just a meeting place, it's their spot, their local. It grounds these fantastical villains in a strange reality.
It's so weird. You have these top-tier assassins and they have favorite tea orders. It makes them feel more real, which somehow makes them more threatening. And Paula's demeanor is fascinating. She's polite, she's running her cafe, but there's this undercurrent of steel.
Exactly. When Miss Merry Christmas snaps at her, complaining that their line of work is dangerous and stressful, Paula just apologizes calmly, without a hint of being flustered. She is completely unbothered by this bizarre, aggressive little woman. It suggests she is, at the very least, her equal in this hierarchy.
I love that Miss Merry Christmas points out how empty the place is, and Paula just says with this little smirk that it's reserved for the night. Reserved for the most dangerous people in the kingdom. What a fantastic, chilling reveal. The entire atmosphere of the scene shifts with that one line. This isn't a cafe anymore, it's a den of wolves.
Then the music changes. The classical sonata is still playing, but suddenly they're singing from outside. A very different kind of music.
The best entrance in the arc so far. It's Mr. 2 Bon Kurei, dancing his way to the cafe with a whole squad of his billions, all of them in swan-themed gear, singing about the Okama way.
Even in the depths of hell, one must bloom, the Okama's flower. On the water's surface and on the land, one must bloom, the Okama's path. It's a whole philosophy delivered through song and dance.
This guy is pure spectacle. He doesn't just walk in, he makes an entrance on his tiptoes, pirouetting. It's so ridiculous and so unbelievably confident. He owns every room he enters. He is the definition of main character energy, even as a villain.
And Paula is immediately, profoundly unimpressed. Her first line to him is asking if he's an idiot. She doesn't have time for his theatrics.
And he just laughs it off. I'm an Okama. Like that explains everything. And in his world, it probably does. He's not offended. He's proud. He asks for an octophyte, an octopus parfait, which is the most absurd food order I've ever heard. Of course they don't have it. Who would?
He then dismisses his subordinates, his candies, telling them to go practice their dance moves outside. He's a leader, but his priorities are unique. Performance and friendship seem to be at the core of his command style. It's a stark contrast to Crocodile's cold corporate structure.
I love this guy. He is a force of personality. He immediately spots Miss Merry Christmas getting a massage from Mr. Four, which is also hilarious, this giant slow dude giving a back rub, and just calls her the fat old hag. Zero filter. He has no fear.
And she fires right back, calling him a freak. There's an established rapport here. They might be colleagues in a murder organization, but they bicker like they're in a dysfunctional office.
And then he asks Paula the big question, the one that shifts the mood again. He asks about the Mr. One pair.
The top dogs, the ones ranked even higher than him. He says he's never met them, but he's heard the rumors. This is the story building hype from the inside. The other villains are talking about how scary the main villains are. It's a classic technique, and it works perfectly.
It tells you everything you need to know about the hierarchy. Mr. 2 is clearly powerful and supremely confident, but even he acknowledges that Mr. 1 is on another level. He's heard rumors that Mr. 1 is an intimidating, cold-blooded killer. He tries to play it off, saying it doesn't bother him, but the very fact that he brings it up says it does.
We'll see about that. The stage is set. All the major players are gathering. We've got the slow giant and the fast old lady. We've got the master of disguise and dance. We've got the cool-headed owner, who is definitely more than she seems.
Who we now know is Miss Doublefinger. This is the first time we see her in her Paula persona before her official reveal.
Right, Paula is Miss Doublefinger, so that's her. This whole cafe is run by one of the top agents.
And they're all waiting for Mr. 1 and the big boss, Mr. 0. But that's not the end of the chapter, not even close.
No. The final, brilliant reveal. We pull outside the cafe, and we see someone is spying on them through a window, hidden in the darkness.
It's Mr. 3.
The man who should be dead or captured, the loose cannon, the disgraced executive. He's right there, watching his former colleagues gather without him, listening in on the meeting he was supposed to be a part of.
What is he doing? Is he trying to get back in? Is he here for revenge? He knows he's a dead man if Crocodile finds out he's here. This is an absolutely wild card to throw into the mix right as the plan is about to be finalized. He's like a jilted ex-employee showing up to the company Christmas party with a grudge.
Crocodile prizes order and control above all else. His plan is a finely tuned machine. Mr. 3 represents chaos. He's the one piece of the puzzle that doesn't fit anymore, the one variable Crocodile didn't properly account for, and he's right on the edge of the board, about to tip everything over.
This is brilliant storytelling. We have the Straw Hats on their desperate mission of hope. We have Crocodile with his meticulous 2-day plan for national conquest. And now we have a third unpredictable element spying on the villains themselves. The whole situation just got 10 times more volatile. Super! That's the one. That's the moment. The whole structure of this conflict just got a massive, beautiful jolt of chaos.
The powder keg is assembled, all the pieces are in place, and now there's a lit match held by a man made of wax crawling towards it.
All right, we've got to move into predictions. I've got so many ideas buzzing around. Before we do, let us know in the comments who your favorite new Baroque Works agent is so far. Are you on Team Mr. 2, Team Slow and Steady Mr. 4? Are you intrigued by the cool professionalism of Paula/Miss Doublefinger? I gotta know.
Okay, my first prediction for Chapter 161. We are absolutely going to meet Mr. 1 properly.
Yeah, we've met Paula, who we know is Miss Doublefinger, so now it's time to meet her partner, Mr. 1.
Exactly. It's easy to get lost in the codenames. We will meet Mr. 1. And my prediction is that his introduction will be completely devoid of comedy. Mr. 4 has his slowness, Miss Merry Christmas has her temper, Mr. 2 has his everything. Mr. 1 will have nothing. He won't have a quirk. He'll just be silent, deadly, and immediately establish himself as the most dangerous person in that room through sheer presence.
I like that. A total shift in tone. Make everyone else look like clowns by comparison. Okay, my first one is all about Mr. 3. He's not there to get revenge on Crocodile, not yet. He's too much of a coward for a direct confrontation. He's there to get back in his good graces. I predict he's going to overhear a key part of the plan, maybe something about Vivi or the Straw Hats, and try to use that information to prove he's still valuable. He's going to try to bargain his way back in, to say, look, I'm still useful, don't kill me.
A desperate move from a desperate man. It fits his character perfectly. For my second prediction, I think we'll cut back to the Straw Hats and their desert trek will begin in earnest. But it won't be a simple journey. I predict they'll encounter the ghost town Vivi mentioned, Erumalu, and we'll see firsthand what the lack of rain has done to this country. It will be a sobering, quiet, and horrifying moment that reinforces the stakes beyond just a political coup. We'll see the human cost.
That's a good one, a moment to ground us before all the big fights kick off. For my second prediction, it's about the meeting itself. I don't think we'll see Crocodile's face yet, not in the cafe. He's too important to just show up. But I predict we will get the full name and objective of his plan through his orders delivered by Miss All Sunday or maybe an Unlucky's bird. And I'm calling it here. The plan will be called Operation Utopia, and the details of it are going to be horrifying. It won't be a simple coup. It'll be a multi-stage plan designed to make the entire populace of Arabasta beg for him to become their king. Total psychological warfare.
That sounds exactly like him, a utopia built on a foundation of lies and suffering. My final prediction is a small one, but it's about character dynamics. When Mr. 1 arrives, Mr. 2, Bon Kurei, will try his usual flamboyant introduction. He'll do a twirl, call him a nickname, something theatrical, and Mr. 1 will completely, silently shut him down. Not with a threat, but with a cold, dead stare that says more than words ever could. It will be the first moment we see Mr. 2's bombastic confidence actually crack, and it will be because he's face to face with a true killer who has no time for performance.
Ooh, a power scaling moment through pure character interaction. I can see it perfectly. Bon Kurei's smile just freezing on his face.
My last prediction is that the chapter will end with the arrival of Mr. Zero himself, but we won't see him. The agents will be given their final orders, and just as the meeting is about to conclude, the door will open. We won't see who it is. We'll just see the reactions of all the other officer agents. As he enters, Mr. Four and Miss Merry Christmas will stop bickering. Bon Kurei will drop his flamboyant pose. Miss Doublefinger will stand at attention. Fear, respect, silence. The whole room will change, and that's how we'll know the real boss has arrived. A cliffhanger of pure presence.
An excellent way to build the tension to an unbearable level. We have our theories laid out. Now we just have to wait and see how it all plays out.
It's always a surprise. That's all the time we have for today. Join us next time as we dive into Chapter 161. Until then, stay super.
Farewell.